What do you know about the illegal animal meat trade here in the Philippines? People who eat dogs and like slaughter dogs to feed other people. So we're out here in BGC today at the Terra on 28th Park to volunteer with Cats of BGC and Biaya Animal Care as they're hosting an adoption event right behind me. Of course, we have a secondary reason for being here. We miss our dog Senna terribly. We miss her so much. She is still back in California. She is living with my family right now. We're super duper grateful to them for taking care of her until we have the ability and the means to have a bigger, better place for her to come and roam freely. I want to learn more about the pet culture here in the Philippines. So we're hitting the streets and talking to some dog lovers. So I'm here with Miss Paula and Tupac.
Yes.
Bongi and Rosa down here.
Hi, Rosa.
All right, so I am here with Glenn and Ren and George. So I am here with Enzo.
Hi, good
Enzo,
afternoon, guys.
new subscriber to the channel.
Yeah.
And Appa. Did you guys know that it is common practice in the US for people to spay and neuter their puppies when they're very little?
I read about it, and I believe that it's better to wait until they are like 1 year old. At least they are fully grown.
Yeah.
She's spayed.
She's spayed?
Microchip, everything. Yeah.
Because you brought her from California, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So it's more common there to spay, to microchip, to do that whole deal.
Yeah, and also I think before I had to bring her here, someone told me she needed to be microchipped. So I got a microchip.
Is he neutered?
Not yet.
Not
We
yet.
want him to have at least 1 litter.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still waiting for
The right girl?
for a girl Akita to show up.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask, is she spayed at all?
Not at all.
No? Are you planning to? What is your plan for spaying?
No plan at all. Well, honestly, my mom and my sister has the say.
Ah, got
I'm
it.
just only the one who's taking care of her, to be frank. But either way, they are still hesitant.
I noticed that here in the Philippines it's not common for people to spay or neuter their pets.
No,
Why do you think that is?
because everyone's trying to make money off it. Puppies and
Yeah.
sell puppies.
Puppies sell. According to the Philippines Animal Welfare Society, the country had roughly 12 million stray cats and dogs as of 2019. I believe personally that a lot of this happens because a lot of animals here are not spayed or neutered. I've noticed that spaying and neutering is not a very popular thing there. Why would you say that is?
Firstly, people needed the education. It needs to be more widespread talked about.
There's lack of awareness.
So nobody really knew anything about having cats as pets. They were not spayed and neutered. They just kept on populating. Of course, they never got to see a vet.
According to one piece of research I found, Filipinos choose not to spay or neuter their pets because they believe that the reproductive organs are an integral part of the animal's health and well-being.
I heard stuff about the calcium, the bones, you know, so I would prefer that people would wait until they are fully developed.
Yes.
There's cultural because of we're Catholics, and it's a bit.
It
And
applies
then
to
the-
animals too.
I don't know, but that seems to be the case.
Yeah.
Especially spay abort.
In other instances, some people simply can't afford to spay or neuter their pets. I found you through Facebook and I started following Biaya because they're doing, they do free spay and neuter or low-cost spay and neuter for people who can't afford to do it.
You have to be responsible, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it's always best practice to spay and neuter.
Right. Interestingly, the cost of dog breeds here vary across the board. George is an American Akita?
He's an American Akita.
Did you get him here in the Philippines?
We did. We got him when he was 3 months old, and he's now 2 years old. And
Can I ask how much does a dog like that cost here?
oh well, we were pretty lucky because her mom gave George to us as a gift.
All right.
She knows that she's a dog lover. We've had dogs before.
Yeah.
So he's like the most precious gift we've ever gotten.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But these guys can be pretty expensive. I don't know what the exact numbers
Yeah,
and you
I'm
know
sure.
numbers and figures are.
No,
but yeah,
we haven't.
they're super rare.
What do you think a dog like this costs here in the Philippines, a Frenchie?
I know because I got him here. So they were like around 50,000 pesos.
Okay.
But now people are like they inclined to get the designer colors.
Yes.
So this these dogs are pretty much like over 100,000 pesos.
Wow, that is so much. Do you mind me asking how much does a dog like a Shih Tzu cost here in the Philippines? You know?
Well, we got her like 8,000.
Okay.
8K only. Because the source is a friend of my grandmother.
Okay, so you got a friends and family discount.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about a taboo subject here in the country. What do you know about the illegal animal meat trade here in the Philippines? Do you know about it?
anything about
You don't know anything about it?
Anything about it.
People who eat dogs and like slaughter dogs to feed other people?
It's still ongoing.
Okay.
I've been part of 1 or 2 raids, so it's not the best thing.
Yeah.
It's not safe,
Yeah.
but it's still happening.
Yes, I had, unfortunately. Yes, I think it's awful. Yeah,
Awful.
I
A lot of people I've talked to today are surprised to know that it's even happening here in Metro Manila because they
Yes.
believe it's a prevalent more in the provinces.
No.
My family came from Pampanga, which is one of the provinces here in the Philippines. It was quite often. My mom was telling me that when she was young, azucena was a fairly common dish.
Yeah.
Azucena, which is stewed dog.
That's what
Dog
they call
stew.
it here.
Dog stew.
Dog stew.
Dog
Azucena.
stew.
Such a long time. Oh my gosh.
What if I told you it still happens nowadays?
I
People
may
are
not be
still
surprised
practicing.
in some rural areas
Yeah.
for sure. I won't be startled at all.
I just hear of people in Baguio eating meat.
Yeah.
I don't think that happens in BGC.
Not in BGC.
In our little bubble here.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it happens in provinces. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
the city.
It's in the city.
Sometimes, yes, they come and collect the animals from here.
That's so sad.
For some groups, it's a necessity. For some, it's just a delicacy. So it really depends.
I grew up, my first 8 years of my life, I was in Las Piñas. So you always hear of stories of your uncles doing this and eating dog, but
Yeah, of course, we're against it. We love dogs so much and they shouldn't be eaten.
Yes.
I mean, they have their own personalities. They're almost like people, in my opinion. So, no.
I agree
I
with
don't
you.
think we should be eating dogs.
They're family.
Their family,
They are.
yeah.
I think it has to do with the culture and traditions as well, particularly in the rural areas,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned.
I've had a chance to stay with in an indigenous community before,
Yeah.
where to greet visitors, unfortunately serve their local pets.
They
you know,
prepare you a special meal.
prepare a special meal from,
Yeah.
and how do you say no to that, right?
Right.
But this country has still some cultural values that they preserve it, particularly in the tribal areas
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
how do you think that can be solved?
Oh, I forgot about that question.
How do we think the illegal meat trade can be solved, right?
Yes.
Yep. Well, okay. I'm a lawyer, so
There are laws already in place,
Okay.
and there are penalties. Unfortunately, again, enforcement.
So it's an enforcement problem and a political will problem, I think, with many things, as with many things in the Philippines.
Right.
Number one's awareness. So maybe like, you know, what you guys are doing is the first step. People just being reminded that something like this exists.
Yeah.
Like,
I hope more people are aware that dogs are pets.
They're pets, yeah. They're family.
Yeah, they're family. Yeah.
of course, like what my wonderful wife said, as pet lovers and owners, we also have to be responsible ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we can't, you know, can't cast stones from a glass house.
Love it.
Please,
Yes.
just take care of your dogs.
Right.
I will have a podcast with AKF,
Oh, okay.
the main foundation that deals with dog meat trade.
We follow them.
Next
Oh,
week, we'll be
wonderful.
posting it.
Okay.
We spoke with attorney Heidi Kagiwa, who's the director, program director.
I was also curious to know about this. What do you think is the most popular dog here in the Philippines?
Oh, it's easy. That's easy. Can we say it at the same time?
Okay, it's,
One,
one,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Ah, the Shih Tzu.
I think Shih Tzu.
Shih Tzu.
Unfortunately for the dogs, it's long-haired dogs, right?
Yeah?
Like sometimes you see Alaskan Huskies, like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Philippines, clearly Shih Tzu.
Do you feel bad for them because they look so hot?
Shih Tzus are popular too.
I saw a graph, actually, like a visual graph of what the most popular dog breed is in every part of the world. And I think golden retrievers, obviously, in many parts of the world.
Yeah.
Um,
I just heard that Frenchies are taking over the U.S.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the golden retriever lost its top spot.
Top spot,
and it's now
okay.
Not the first time the French took over the U.S. But the Akita is the most popular dog in, if I'm not mistaken, Antigua.
We also had a full-bred Shih Tzu, Jinx. She spent nearly 18 years with us before going to doggy heaven. Oh, hi, Rainbow. So Miss Claire here was just telling me a little bit more about the story of Rainbow. They believe that he was actually abandoned by his owners. He lived, with a family, and they went somewhere else and they just left him here, which is a common theme that I'm hearing. That's one of the reasons why there are so many stray dogs running around the Philippines, because people they have to move and they don't have the means to take the animals with them. They can't afford to take them with them. So they have guys like Rainbow that get left behind. So Rainbow was wandering around BGC for how long? Months, for sure. I remember seeing people posting him randomly, like, where's this dog? Who does he belong to? And he's so sweet.
We actually do find that many of the cats here in BGC are abandoned pets.
What happened during the pandemic? People
got pets. So many people got pets.
And now what's happening? No more pandemic, they're dumping them.
They're dumping their pets, yeah. So I am out here with Claire from Cats of BGC. But what is your role with Cats of BGC?
I'm the admin of the Facebook group. There are two of us actually, myself and Michelle.
Here with Miss Rena from Biaya Animal Care. Can you tell me what your role is with Biaya?
So I'm the founder. I set it up together with Doc Jordan, who is our medical director.
And we also coordinate all of the fostering and the feeding areas all over BGC, as well as we organize with the help of the animal welfare organizations the TNVR, the trap, neuter, vaccinate and return of the stray cats all over BGC.
So I oversee the operations of things on the admin side.
Okay.
And all the rescues and all the TNVR, trap, neuter, vaccinate, release. And Doc Jordan takes care of all the medical side.
Okay. Yes. Okay. That kind of leads into my next question on what really does your organization do for the community itself?
For the community, I mean, we're vaccinating the cats so that they don't have rabies.
Yes.
We try to home them. We try to keep the population down through spay and neuter. And we feed them and keep them healthy so that they are not like mangy and like full of disease.
Yeah.
And then for the cats themselves, obviously, we are trying to feed them, care for them, find them homes, but we can't keep up with the numbers, obviously.
I know, there's so many. So what does Biaya do, in essence, for the community and for pets, for animals, for strays?
Yeah. So basically, we rescue street animals, cats or dogs.
Yeah.
So a few of the lucky ones find homes, and we're trying to increase that by showing people how sweet and friendly they all are.
We do all the catching, the trapping, the spay and neuter, the return and the release, the vaccinations. But we're a social entrepreneurship. So our hospital is a for-profit hospital, and all the profits go straight back into the street animals.
So what are the biggest challenges that you see in this role?
We still need a lot of guidance and ordinances for people to understand what it is to own a pet.
The challenges are always obviously fundraising, because people expect us to be able to fund everything, the TMVR and all of the vet bills.
That the pets have rights as well.
Yes.
The other issue that we have is really the amount of people who are sadly seeing that we're doing a good job and therefore bringing more cats. Those are probably our two biggest problems.
Yeah, we were just talking to some other pet owners, and they said, it's a responsibility.
It is a responsibility.
What can our viewers do to help support your organization?
If you're from far away, of course, donations. Or if you know you have family here and you'd rather give in kind, we take everything.
Okay.
We take pots and pans, old dog beds, old scratch poles. We take food. Food is a big thing.
Yeah.
You can come and volunteer for the people who are here.
Okay.
You can foster, you can adopt.
I want to take a moment to thank all of the volunteers for their continued support and dedication to making wonderful events like this a success. Please make sure to read the description below to learn more about how you can help these organizations. They volunteer their time and their money and everything else to
Energy,
help.
emotional.
Yes, emotional energy. What can other people do to help support your organization?
They can obviously help us fund. They can join our feeding groups. They can foster for us. We need fosterers. They can adopt, obviously.
We'll make sure to share all of that information, how to get in touch with them, in the video description below.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So while the interview was happening, one of the other ladies was talking to me and saying thank you for feeding one of the kittens peanut butter and jelly, and that one of them, peanut butter, she was put up for adoption like an hour ago, which is really good.
We just missed peanut butter?
Yeah.
Too bad. Sorry, guys.
Whew, I am hot. It is a little humid out here. If you are a pet lover, a dog lover, you will be delighted to know that here in the Philippines, pretty much every mall out here allows pets to be brought in. Most of them do have rules. They're usually posted right outside the doors, where essentially like you have to have your pet registered with the mall. Your animal obviously needs to be on a leash. But one of the things that I found interesting is that they need to be diapered or in a stroller. So, just keep that in mind. If you are a pet lover or you are looking at getting a pet, you can pretty much take them anywhere with you out here. That includes restaurants. So unlike in the US where the FDA basically prohibits animals to be inside restaurants or any sort of dining establishments, here in the Philippines it is more common to see animals inside and even outside restaurants. I remember back home in the US, it was prohibited with the exception of service animals are basically allowed to go anywhere that their owner is in the US. Aside from pet-friendly restaurants, here in BGC you will also find pet-centric events, dog parks, and wide spaces to take your animals and your fur babies anywhere.
I have a group of tricycle drivers. After a year of helping them and their strays, they came with a big gallon water bottle with all their little change. I said, I can't take this. And then they said, Mom, you're saving us money because we don't need to feed so many cats.
That's amazing. That's very sweet.
No matter how much good we do in this world, there will always be some negative energy.
I get bashed. The amount of energy, money, resources that I spend on the animals, and why don't spend them on humans? And I said, well, humans can take care of themselves.
Right.
Who takes care of the animals?
Right.
Who takes care of your irresponsibility?
Yeah.
And so there are many reasons why we should do this.
Yeah.
And it is up to you. What tickles your fancy? What is your program?
Yeah.
What you want to do?
Right.
Because it's your talent, it's your whatever. And this is our talent.
Yeah.
And this is why we're here to serve the Philippines in this way.
The world needs more people like her.
No. No, we're just doing what we were born to do.
Oh, I love you. You're like my new best friend. Okay. You're blinking. All
Okay,
right.
thank
That was
you
the
so
last
much.
question. Yes, thank you
Take
so
care,
much.
take
Miss
care.
Rena. Appreciate you.
Take care.
It was so amazing to see the pure joy in the boys' faces. But I'm also glad that they volunteered their time for these wonderful animals. We're so grateful that our boys have this unconditional love for all animals. They've been around dogs their whole lives, and they can't wait to share their love with our pets again soon. Our hearts and prayers go out to the animals still needing homes, and to all the folks who donate their time and money to helping our furry friends. Thank you so much for watching. Salamat po, and ingat till next time.
You miss about California. You're awfully close to my face. You're awfully close. Hold on, guys. This is good real quick. What do you miss about California? What do you miss about California? Dogs! Racing canes! That's all! Dogs! Racing canes! Oh man, all the other food restaurants that No, Kason. Kason, please leave me alone. What do you miss about California? Stop going so close to my face. What do you miss about California? Behind the scenes. Stop. You hiding from the guards. A documentary. What it feels like.
behind the scenes. Rowan is constantly messing around, thinking he's camouflaged behind see-through surfaces. And Father, who was picking his nose earlier.
Say hi to Tito, Brian. Everyone's a Tito and Tita.
Yes, that's right.
American na tita.
Sit mo na, baby. Sit mo na, baby. Sit mo na, baby. Sit.
Oh, there
Good
you
boy.
go. Good boy.
Down na down.
Your service animal, blah, 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 blah. Your service animal. Try again. I keep messing this up.